Hey guys, back in the garage again, working on the '66 Mustang. I spoke to Glenn, and Glenn's like, "Oh, it's like, you know what? What do you say we name it Lucky? It's green." And I'm like, and it's lucky that he kept it. So we're gonna call the '66 Mustang Lucky. All right. Game plan for today: I fill the tank up. I'm gonna finish welding this off. We'll grind it all down, clean it up really nice. We're gonna do the same with the fender. We're gonna weld that off, clean it up really nice. Then we're going to dry fit it to make sure everything fits right. We're going to take it back off, and then we're going to cut this open right here. We're going to cut this right here. Actually, right here, across, and then over here. And we're just going to peel this back. Because it's got those, I forgot what they call them. They're like round tubes, actually. I forgot what they're called. Right here. And this one right here is rotted along the bottom. The one on that side is in really nice shape. So I guess there's a few ways, but Glenn was over. He's like, listen. He's like, you can cut it right here. We'll leave this here. We'll cut it around here, and we'll just bend it up. I'll fix what I gotta fix in there. We'll close it up. I'll weld it up. I'll clean it up, and then I'm gonna paint it dark green. You're never gonna see it. It gets buried, but I'll paint it dark green and everything to try to make it look as nice as I can. Even though you're not gonna see it, but I want to try to make it look as good as I can. So we're going to hopefully get that done today. I'm hoping to get this fender done today. And another thing too, we got to pull the glass out of this. Glenn's like, I was like, you mind pulling the glass out? Because the headliner's going to get done, and you got to pull the glass out to do the headliner. Which I didn't know. That's kind of cool, Ford made everything very, very simple. Except for certain things, like the headliner. You got to pull the glass out to put it in. But hey, listen, it's going to get done. So, and there's something else that's got to get done also. Glenn said, Al, on the driver's door, that pin might be broken. I have a rebuild kit for it. I said, bring it over. So there's a pin that goes in here. This snaps. So I'm probably going to just pull this hinge off. I'll stick it in the vise. I'll drill it out, and then I'll pop the new pin in there. Because that has a spring in it, and that's what holds the door in the two spots when you open it. And then it stops it from swinging all the way. Like this door here. See, there's a pin right there. Now let me show you. See how this works right here? And then that hook grabs it so the door doesn't swing too far open. That door doesn't have it, so we got to make sure we put it in. And that's it. So, we're just going to keep just plugging away on this car, and I think we're going to get a decent amount of work done today, and we'll see how it goes, okay? Here we go. All right. Let's throw this up in the air. We'll weld that inner fender house off where the battery tray is. And then we'll hit this fender right here. We'll weld that off, and we'll just keep plugging away. I want to take care of that upper cowl area. It's killing me to cut through that good metal. But, it'll give me, I guess, something good to weld too when I have to put it back together. All right, I think that'll do it. Set this welder up. It'd be nice. Just keep plugging away on this car. Oh boy. Okay. There we go. Look at this. Should have been a little more prepared. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna need a flashlight. All right. See. Oh, let me move you guys. Let me guys right over here. I'm always moving this camera around, and I'm sorry guys, but it always seems like wherever I put it, my back is always to you. And I'm sorry about that. Let's see what we can do with this right here. We'll bang this out real quick. Wait a minute. I don't have any gas going on here. All right. Now let's see. All right, this is all welded off. I'm gonna take this fender, I think, and I think I'm gonna put it right here and weld it. We'll weld that off. And it just makes it a little easier for me because it's a little bit higher. So let me set this up here. I think we can get this over there. It should fit. Wait a minute. We'll weld this right here. Not too bad. All right. I'm going to try to put you guys in a spot where I'm not in your way. Maybe something like this. Maybe. All right, maybe something like that. Because it always seems like I'm always putting my back towards you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, grab the welder. Grab my gloves. And my flashlight. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I can see now. Ha. I guess I should ground it. I'm always forgetting something. There we go. That's weird. That's not gonna work. Let me clean this up. Alrighty, just stopping and showing you where we are. This is all welded off. I'll clean this up. I'll grind it down real nice. I'll grind this down really nice. And then we're going to hit that cowl up top. So I just wanted to stop, show you where we are. Now we'll keep moving. Here we go. Let me grab my safety glasses. And grind this down real quick. Yeah, maybe we won't. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. I just got to cut this out. It's here. Here we go. All right, I just want to show you what we got done so far. This is all welded in. I notched this out because that's where the bolt goes, right through there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skim this really quick with some filler. And while that's setting up, we'll grind away at this. Once that's all ground away, then we're going to cut the top of the cowl. And it's killing me to do it, but it's got to get done because you don't want this thing leaking into the car, any water leaking into the car, especially through that cowl area over there. They're kind of notorious for it. The driver's side it's really clean, actually, the driver's side. You could even see it through the bottom. The passenger side, you have to pull out all the heating ducts and everything like that just to get to that if you want to try to repair it on the inside. So, like I say, Glenn's like, I'll just cut it right here. And I'm like, okay, it's going to kill me to do it, but we're going to do it. All righty, so, me, enough babbling. Let's get to work on this. Here we go. All right. Let's bang this out really quick so we can keep moving on this. A little bit of this filler. I don't think it's going to take much. It's really just a skim coat. It's going to take some filler, but it shouldn't be too bad. And then we'll see. I'd really like to have the fenders and everything done tomorrow. And then maybe pull the glass out tomorrow. Because I didn't know that you had to do the pull the glass out. But that's okay. It's going to look nice when it's all finished. And that's really the right way to do it. We'll put all new seals in it. I was talking to Glenn. Glenn's the owner. And I never like to spend anybody else's money. If I feel you could get away with it, I'll say, listen, I think you can get away with it. If I feel it has to have it, then I'll tell you, listen, you can't. You just have to have it. It's like you can't put old bumpers back in this car. You got to put new ones on. You got all new chrome actually on this car. So I leave it up to the gentleman that owns the car, and I'll tell him, listen, you can do this, or you can spend the money for this, and you can spend the money for that. And it's really like I say, I don't like to spend anybody else's money. So we'll see. But well, here we go. All right. While that's drying, let's grind this down real quick. We don't have to go crazy with this. We'll just clean it up a little bit, and we'll just keep moving on so we can get that cowl done. So we're getting ready to put the fender back on. Well, I think I'm gonna. Oh, here we go. All right, so we hit this. I grinded this down, hit it with some undercoating. Not too bad. So while this is drying, well, it's actually almost dry. I want to just sand that really quick. I just want to see what it's going to look like. All right, so give me a minute. I'll be right back. I mean, it should look okay. I hope it looks okay. It'll look okay. All right, let's take a look at it. It's actually not too bad. A little low spot right there. And here. Got a little bit of a dip right here. It should look pretty decent when it's done. It should look pretty good, I think. Like I say, I want to drop this car down. We got to cut into the cowl. It's killing me, but let's cut into that. And once we get that all done and straightened out, we're not going to put the fender on. Maybe we'll jump on the other fender because I want to pick up some paint so I can clean this up and just make it look nice and neat and clean. And I want to paint the back side of the fender too, so there's no worries about anything rusting out from behind it either. So I just wanted to stop and just at least sand that down. I was really curious on how it was going to come out. We'll know as soon as we hang it on the car. But I don't think it's going to look too bad, honestly. I really don't. It'll look okay. All right, what I'm probably going to do is now, because after I sanded this down, is it's just a lot of dust in here. I'm just going to open up the garage door, and I'm just going to blow everything out the garage door, and we'll get moving on this, and we'll see what we can get done. Okay, here we go. This is like deja vu all over again. Let's see what we can do. Oh. Okay. Well, we know we're going to be doing this a few times. So here we go. You know what? We can leave that open now because it's so nice out. All right. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to lower the car. Well, I'm going to clean this mess up a little bit. Then I'm going to lower the car down. Then we're going to bang this out over here. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let's get this on the ground and take care of that cowl up there. Oh, no, you don't. Oh. Don't want to crush that. Wait a minute. There you go. All right. Okay. All right, let's dig into this cowl right here. This is going to kill me to do it, but it's got to get done. All right, let me show you. Let me show you what we're going to dig into. Let me get a flashlight. I think it'll be a lot easier. And there was one right back over there on the pole right next to us. All right, so we'll have two flashlights on. Okay. If you look, let's see. Can you see that in there? That's what we got to fix. And it's right, it's pretty much right there, right around there. So I guess we'll cut it out and just do the best we can to seal it up. And so it'll still be a vent on the top, but you kind of got to build it up. It looks like at least an inch off of this, so the water doesn't flow into the car. So that's what we're going to dig into. This is new to me. It's killing me to cut this. It really is. But right here, I mean, I know I had to fix that. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe we'll just cut along here. Right in here. And then I'm thinking come around. And then another line over here. And then we'll just bend it up. That's the game plan anyway. So we'll see how we can get this done and then keep it as neat as we can. All right. So give me a minute. Let me grab my cutoff wheel and my goggles and stuff. And we'll get digging on this. Here we go. All right. This is killing me to do this. I mean, I had to fix this anyway, but let's just rip it off like a Band-Aid, I guess. Oh boy. No. No. Oh, it's actually not. Oh, this would be an easy fix right here. This isn't bad at all. I mean, it's not good, but it's not. It's not. It's not as bad as I thought. You know what? Here, let me show you guys. That right there. So that's what we got to fix. It's not that bad. I got to be honest with you. You know, it was killing me. It must have taken me about 20 minutes. Hold on a second. It must have taken me about 20 minutes just to decide, all right, I'm going to cut through this and cut this up. But this is a happy accident right here. So I'm just going to clean this up. I'm going to run some seam sealer on there because that'll last forever. And then we'll close this up and we'll pretend it never happened. Okay? Here we go. All right. I just gave this a bath in Port 15. So I'm going to let that dry and then I'm going to hit it with seam seal. I'm just going to run a bead right around that whole thing if I can, or as much of it as I can. And thank goodness it's right in the front here that we can get to it. So, I mean, I guess we can get to it from inside, from underneath, but I'd never be able to get back over in here and get down into here. You know, I just wanted to hit that with, with Port 15, so, it lasts a lot longer. So, like I say, this dries fairly fast. So I'm just gonna hit it with some seam sealer, but that's pretty much it. It was killing me to do it. So let me do this now because it dries pretty fast, and let's see how much we can get done. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's all seam sealed. And I sprayed it with undercoating as well, so that shouldn't leak. Fingers crossed, it shouldn't leak. Glenn, I tried my best, but I don't think you can have a problem with it. So now I guess really we'll just put this back down. It killed me to do it. Now I'm gonna have to straighten it out here, but we'll get it. So let me tinker with this for a minute and hopefully get it welded off and all cleaned up again. Alrighty, right back. Well, let's clean this up. We'll close this up, make it look like it never happened. I hope. Okay. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. All right, guys, it's the end of the day. Let's go over what we got done. This is all done right here. So I'll probably put a little bit of seam sealer on it, very, very thin, just to clean it up, make sure that there's never another issue with that again, or make sure there's not an issue with that, I should say. So this is done. We got this done down over here. We got the fender done with a quick skim coat, and it's going to look pretty good, I think. You know, it's slowly getting there. Game plan for tomorrow, because it's Friday, you know, and I don't want to work too late. So game plan for tomorrow is I want to get this fender fixed right there, and something else I got to do. I mean, there's a few things that have to get done, but if we can get that fender fixed and get this patch panel done, we'll do that tomorrow. Well, I want to take this off too. And maybe take the gas tank out tomorrow. So I want to try to get as much done. Tomorrow's going to be a long day. I'm going to be out here for a while. But I just wanted to go over where we were with Lucky right here. And I had a couple of comments, when's Callie coming back? Callie will be done next week. Lucky should be out of here next week, hopefully by Thursday, maybe, or middle to the end of the week. We should be dropping Lucky off. We should be picking up Callie. I ordered a bunch of stuff for Callie. I ordered the upholstery, the front seat upholstery kit, carpet, dash pad. I'm trying to get everything. This way when we get Callie back, we could just slam that car together really, really fast. And that should do it for that car, I think, as far as the interior. I think I have everything else. And then the outside, I'll just put new chrome on it. And, hopefully make it look okay. Because it's a 6-cylinder, little standard 3-speed on the floor. And, it's a cool little car. So I want to try to give this car the best opportunity for somebody to want to drive it. So I did a few changes to it. Nothing crazy, I don't think. Okay? But that's it. Like I said, I could babble on all day. But it's Friday, like I said. I don't want to work too late. We're getting a decent amount done on this car right here. And like I said, tomorrow we should have a really good day. I think we're going to get a decent amount done tomorrow. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. And you guys take care of yourselves. And have an awesome weekend.